Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are going to cover the Miami Beach Bowl right now, BYU and Memphis, with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Not because Joe Duffy thinks he has an edge on this game necessarily, just because I asked him to cover it. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
No, thank you, Peter.
All right, Joe, I say it all the time, but I'm going to keep saying it just so it's clear to all of our viewers. You take the games I ask you to take. OffshoreInsiders.com, your website where all your top plays go. Tell us what your website's all about.
As we follow this report, we're doing extremely well. Really, college basketball is the sport that we're particularly on fire, but we're doing well in every single sport. And the bowls, we do well every single solitary year because there are some bowl myths that are going around. There are a couple of beliefs about betting in the bowls that are true, but most of them are myths. We'll talk about this not only on our videos with you, but on our premium picks and more in depth. But the bowl season separates the sharps from the squares as much as any time of the year. OffshoreInsiders.com.
Yeah, for sure. And at least I'm aware that I am squarish, so I don't have a lot of opinions on these bowls as yet. Closer to kickoff, I tend to. But right now, Memphis is a 1 or 1.5 point favorite. The total is 56.5. That's down a bit from 57.5. And, BYU, they had a long stretch of ATS losses in the middle of the season. Great team to fade. But then at the end, they did cover 3 of their last 4 games. So maybe they turned a bit of a corner that's meaningful there. Memphis was a pretty quality team, a little bit under the radar at times. They only went 3-4 though against spread over their last 7 games, so the market definitely caught up. I have no opinion as yet. What can you tell us about this bowl, Joe?
Yeah, well, Peter, I thought you were going to give a plug to the corporate.
Well, I was, but it's what the Miami Beach Bowl. Is there a sponsor? What is the Miami Beach Business Development Corp? Like, who's sponsoring this bowl?
Yeah, no, I guess that is it because, the funny thing is I always leave out the actual corporate sponsors. But yeah, Miami Beach is a big travel destination. And appropriately enough, that is a little bit part of my reasoning here because when Clemson played in this bowl a couple years ago, and it's, again, I can't even keep track of what they used to be called, but they admitted that when they came to Miami Beach, they were a little bit distracted here. And Memphis, yes.
All right, let's plug Miami Beach then. Is there a sponsor? Do you know who's sponsoring this?
No, I think you are right. It is sponsored just by Miami Beach, which is a great travel destination.
Great travel destination. Hotels very reasonably priced. Beautiful girls on the beach. Basically, one of the best beaches in the entire world. Miami Beach. Next vacation you take, that's where you want to go. Miami Beach. All right, Joe.
Yeah, and this honestly, truthfully, is a factor in handicapping this game because even the Memphis coach, he had said, and I forget, somewhere along the line he gave an estimated percentage, but I think he said more than half of his players on his team, of course, they come from more towards the little bit towards the Midwest, the South, but they're not that close to the ocean. He said more than half the players on his team have never seen the ocean before. Meanwhile, BYU, look, they've got guys, most of these guys, 80% of their players have been on missions. They've been all over the world. They're not going to be distracted by going to Miami Beach. And as I said, Clemson players a couple years ago flat out said, look, we went down there to the party. We were distracted, and they wound up getting blown out. And I think that the next game they focused a little bit more. But you can see how Memphis is going to be a little bit distracted here. Now, I said that especially more so in the minor bowls, I like to look at. We definitely find there is an edge if one team has to travel much further. In that case, it would benefit Memphis. They only have to travel 873 miles, where BYU more than 2,000 miles. But I think that is more than nullified by, what I said that Memphis, it's right near Christmas, and all of a sudden they're going to be on the beach. I think they're much more likely to get distracted. And, and BYU, they have a lot more bowl experience. Memphis has one guy, a transfer from Alabama, a fifth-year senior, is the only guy with any bowl experience. Now, again, I think that can be somewhat overrated, but when you're talking about who's going to be more focused on a minor bowl, I think of all the bowls that I've looked at so far, the team most likely to be distracted and most likely to be affected by the location is Memphis. So I like BYU here.
That is an awesome analysis of this game. I'm completely sold. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's not like you're not crunching advanced stats here. You're just saying that, the Memphis players are much more likely to be distracted by all the butts and the bazooms and twats and everything. And the BYU players, Christian, they're just going to go down there, take care of business. I love it. I think I'm going to bet this one. Joe Duffy liking BYU plus 1.5. Awesome analysis. Joe Duffy can analyze the game any which way you want. Find an edge is what he does. Thanks so much, Joe.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.